Hey, what's up guys, Totallydubbed here, and today I'm doing a video review for the DUNU Titan 1 earphones. I'd like to thank DUNU for actually reaching out and asking me to review these earphones. So first of all, the price. You can find these on Amazon.co.uk for £90 and you can find them on Amazon USA for $135. Links will be in the description below in case you're interested in purchasing them. I'd also like to state that I've done a full written review on my website. Again, link will be in the description below. I highly suggest you read that, or at least have it there on the side whilst watching this video, as the written review goes into a lot more detail than this video review will do so. So what do you get in the box? Well, inside the quite simple box, you've got a warranty card, you've got a shirt clip, a 1/4 inch jack adapter, and you've got a plethora of tips. You'll see pictures on my website of all the tips. It's nice that DUNU have actually included all these tips over here, and you've got this really nice carrying case. So it's a hard carrying case, as you can see. On one side it's almost like a mirror. You can see the camera there. I'll just try wave over there, which is nice because you can see when you're putting the earphones on. And at the other side it's got a rubber material so it doesn't slip. This is quite a nice design. It's also got a actual mechanism which locks the case, which means that it won't just suddenly open out of the blue. The case is perfect for putting in your earphones and putting a few tips inside. The packaging and the accessories that DUNU have included are brilliant in all honesty. The only thing I would have liked to see is a soft carrying pouch or some foam earphone tips to be included alongside it. So now let's go into the build quality and the microphonics, the design and the look. So first of all, it's terminated with a right-angled gold-plated 3.5mm jack with a nice strain relief. It has this weird cable management thing that you cannot get rid of unless you cut it with your scissors, which would be a shame. But anyway, that's one thing I just should note. As we go down the cable, you'll be able to see a Y-split over here, which looks very nice in sort of a metallic finish with a nice cable management bit over here. It's a really small thing to mention, but it does add to the overall experience of the earphones. Now the cable itself is decent, however I did find it does tangle quite a bit. I mean, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to show you here. Well, there you go. It does tangle quite a bit, and unfortunately that's just due to the design. So the earphones cable has this kind of sleeved feel to it, and then it has a different sort of rubber feel to it by the Y-split. Now, this is normally not a big problem, but I just did find it a bit tiresome to be untangling the earphones. And it's something I noted in the Monoprice 8320s, which are earphones that have a sort of similar-esque design with their cable. But anyway, other than the cable, the only thing that I noted that was slightly annoying was the actual microphonics and the strain relief. So the strain relief over here is very thin, and it's a little bit of a shame because these earphones are quite heavy. You can probably see just from me flicking them like that, they're actually quite heavy. This is due to its sort of metal design of the housing. Now the cable itself does bring out some microphonics, which is cable noise, and that's what happens when you wear them straight down. However, when I wore these over the ear, then I didn't have any problem, but due to the design of the earphones, it's not their natural sort of way to be worn. So do bear that in mind when you're going to be buying them. Other than that, in terms of the build quality, I was very impressed with the actual housing. It looks very nice, and I really like the fact that it has this little blue and red indicator for right and left indicator. It's something I saw back in the Monster turbine line, for example, or Monster, just a Monster line in general. They have this little coat on the housings which says left and right. Simple to have, very, very effective, because it's a visual representation that can be really worldwide seen and known which one's left and right. It should be pretty obvious with these housing anyway, but it's always nice to have there anyway. So overall, the build quality was very good. I was very much impressed with it. It's just a slight shame about the microphonics. Now the isolation of these earphones aren't great, simply due to its design. It's got also some holes. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see there with my camera. It's got slight holes over here which are great for the vents in terms of for the sound quality, but this means that you get a little bit of sound leakage, in other words, that your music playing to the external ear, and also you get a little bit of external noise that comes in. And again, this is due to the design, because your ear canal goes here, and in that little space over here is the external noise that can come in. So the passive noise cancellation isn't brilliant. It's lower than most of the in-ears I've actually reviewed. However, it's still decent to a certain extent. Just do bear in mind, if you're going to go into a very noisy environment like the tube or the train or whatever, then bear in mind it's not going to isolate that well in comparison to other earphones out there. Now, in terms of the comfort, I did find them very comfortable, especially when I wore them over the ear, because that negated the microphonics, which were uncomfortable for my eardrums when I heard the cable noise. And due to the heavy design, it kind of negated the heavy design, like pulling down on your ear type thing. They're not exactly that heavy, but it's just something to note in comparison to other earphones I've previously had or wear, that these were heavier than the norm. But still, the comfort was still very good, just due to its design. It's just a comfortable design, and reminds me of a Sony MDR EX85, one of the first earphones I ever bought that had the exact sort of design like this. It's not a bad thing, it's just something I noted and something I noticed. Anyway, now let's get on to the sound quality. Now, the sound quality was extremely impressive. Now, these earphones are only £90, but I was comparing them to some really heavy weights. Just to give you an idea, now I have my daily drivers, which are the audio Phonak Audio PFE 232s. These were originally £400 earphones. I have a set of SteelSeries Flux in-ear Pros, which were really surprising to me, but sound very good for a balanced armature driver. These come in around £100. And then I had my Fisher Audio Consonants that are my earphones that I use when I play football, and earphones that I really like at their £50 price tag. So you got 50, 100, £400 and £100. It's a huge sort of variance in terms of price. And obviously I've reviewed quite a lot and gone through, just these are ones I had at hand. Now, the Titan 1 competes with the PFE 232. I mean, it's that good. In terms of its competition, which would probably be the SteelSeries rather than the FAs, it completely wipes them out clean, and the FAs to one side. Its lows are really good. Now, the low end, the sub-bass response is good. It does stop after a certain while. I would have liked to see a little bit more extension, but the sub-bass is very good. The mid-bass is extremely well presented. It's controlled, and it has a nice slam to it. It's not overly done, and on top of that, it doesn't leak into the mids that much. Speaking about the mids were very, very good. So much so I actually preferred them over my Phonak PFE 232s. The mids were so well done. I gave them a 9.5 out of 10 rating, which is very rare for me to give unless it's a very good earphone. It even competed to the likes of the Sennheiser IE800s. I mean, it's such a good mids response, frequency response, that I gotta say, I was speechless. I was just saying, how could these sound so good? At first, when I heard them, I felt that, they sound a little bit recessed, but with a little bit of burn-in, they started opening up, and they sounded fantastic. At their given price point, I don't think there's much competition with its mid-range and its mid-bass slam that it has, that actually come close to the Titan 1s. Its highs were extremely well done as well. They did roll off a slight bit at the high end, but they did give that lovely little sparkle, which was very much needed to the kind of cold sound that these gave off. Due to them being a metal housing, I felt that contributed to the actual sound and the decay of the earphones, and therefore had a sort of not neutral, but sort of cold sound. It's the best way I could explain it. A cold sound rather than a warm, sort of fun sounding earphone. They had a cold sound to them, and therefore the highs really contributed in terms of having a better, more fun and more exciting sound. Its soundstage was fantastic as well. The soundstage was mainly aided due to its design, due to these holes being over here, and its just general design meant that the soundstage felt quite open. If anything I had to criticize, it could have been a little bit more, have a bit more depth and a little bit more width in terms of the sound, but other than that, it was fantastic. So the sound quality was absolutely flawless. For me, at its given price point, I don't think there's much that can actually compete with the Titan 1s. I've reviewed quite a lot of earphones, and there's very few that I would say, yes, the Titan 1s would lose out to. Overall, I found these as a brilliant earphone and would highly suggest them. As I said, check out the link in the description below in case you're interested in purchasing them or to read my review. Anyway guys, I've been Totally Dubbed. These have been the DUNU Titan 1s. If you like this video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, favorite and share and all that good stuff. Alright guys, I've been Totally Dubbed. Take care. Bye bye.